Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel, Curiosity Box. And this is sort of a musings video, a musings slash sort of autism education video. And it's all about how I've recently been binge watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I've now got to season 4, and it's become more about the what are the called are in the story. There's an alien came down, and some of the humans have got that DNA inside them that is part alien, and some of the humans are inhumans, which means they have powers, and then there's the other humans without powers. And as I was watching them in the first 4 or 5 episodes of season 4, it was starting to as related a lot to the reaction of the human characters to the inhuman people. And not that, first of all, I'm not saying that autistic people are actual aliens or anything like that. I'm just saying we can look at the sort of comic book world to explore how it feels to be autistic when there's people who are, when non-autistic people can be really scary. So the similarities I've noticed are, in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they set up a list, a registry, where they registered all the inhumans, and they have to sign a register, and that is an actual thing that has been sort of suggested by the US government, that they have a register of autistic people, where they just have to sort of tag and make a list of all the autistic people. So it's kind of scary that is also what the storyline is in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I think it's a good educational opportunity to sort of show how it feels to be autistic and misunderstood by non-autistic people. Because also in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. they have meetings about the Inhumans, but the people at the meetings are the humans, the experts and leaders and professionals who aren't inhuman themselves, so making the decisions about the Inhumans, which is also very relatable being an autistic person, because that is what is happening all the time, as you get the so-called experts and so-called expert psychologists making the decisions for the autistic people. And also a lot of autistic people have been through a lot of prejudice and bullying because they were different. They've been seen as different, and people have bullied and sort of not understood and been fearful, because, and there's also the big scary corporation in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. There's a scary corporation, and they talk about finding a cure for the Inhumans, and they talk about fixing the Inhumans and finding a cure for them, which is exactly what autistic people have to hear every day from Autism Speaks, that they need to be cured or fixed, and we don't. We're just autistic people. And I think by using superhero shows like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it can really show people how terrifying and scary it is to have this prejudice against you just because of who you are. And because when I was younger, I was bullied a lot and picked on, and because I didn't know why, because I was just me. And and the most poignant bit was when I was bullied by complete strangers on a bus, and that I didn't pick up that what I was doing was different, or that I had an aura of difference about me, but it seems they picked up on that, and I was pointed at and bullied, and people focused on the fact that I was different, and it was scary and it's traumatic. And you can see this sort of played out in the Agents of Shield program that of these organizations set up, and how there's people, because Autism Speaks, they put that video out about how, or having an autistic kid will, and it has this really deep voices, will break up your marriage, the autism will come. And it's like this evil corporation trying to divide people and spread prejudice. And it really hits home when you watch Agents of Shield. I find especially season 4, because it shows some of the characters, the Inhumans, they have powers. And on one scene, one of the Inhumans there, they were at a party with their relatives, like a hen party with I think it was her sister or her friend or something. And then as soon as the friend found out that this person was inhuman, they rejected them. And they weren't any different. They were still their friend. But no, they rejected them. I thought that was really poignant. I'm trying not to give any spoilers away for the program, but I thought it's like, and I do start seeing it on Agents of Shield. I'm seeing like, oh, you bitch. It's like, don't do that. And it's like, especially when Simmons, when they found out more about the Inhumans sort of being more known, and she was like, oh, what if they're a disease, and like, what if they spread, and it's like, and that is exactly the kind of thing people say, and misinformed people say about autism. They say it's an epidemic, it's a disease, and it's not. So there's stuff that you see, and like with X-Men too, is that with the X-Men sort of story, they are people born differently, and then there's this prejudice by the people who aren't the X-Men, who are the sort of civilians, prejudice against the X-Men. So you have the X-Men who are fighting to be accepted, and then you also have the sort of vigilante side where people are say, no, why should we care? We should fight back. And some people or like autistic people, it's like we suffered so much that we're going to get angry, and yes, we are going to come across as aggressive, but fighting to be accepted. And this is sort of played out in Agents of Shield, and I just think it's really poignant when I watch it as an autistic person, that I can really I really feel for the characters, they're called Inhumans in the show, for the inhuman characters who are prejudiced against and are rejected, and they have to hide away and be secretive and be registered on this list. But in the story, this horrible group, they hack into and find the list and start targeting the people on the list because they've put vulnerable people who on this list, and they start, and it's just so poignant, and I recommend people to watch stuff like X-Men and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and think that is actually how it is. That prejudice and that hate is what autistic people do have to face every day. And I just think it's really poignant. So I'd love to hear in the comments section from other autistic people what you think. Do you think like this when you see the superhero films and X-Men type films, where there's like, do you see this divide in the program, and do you think this showing neurotypical and non-autistic people in these kinds of comic book programs to show them how it feels to be othered and sort of misunderstood and prejudiced against? So I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments section. Try and, if you can, keep it spoiler free. I'm trying to finish watching all the episodes available so far. I've got to about episode 4 or 5 on season 4, but I am really enjoying the show and it's really cool. But these are just some thoughts that I was thinking as I was watching, that I sort of want to explain to people. So yeah, and obviously when I've caught up totally, I will probably come back and do an actual proper review of what I think of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. the programme. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching. Yay!